My main purpose for studying in Canada is because of the reputed excellence in teaching and education, as testimonies have been shared of how remarkable the educational sector in Canada is, as it not only focuses on academics but students' well-being as a whole. Hello, my name is Norma and welcome to my channel. Today is going to be very interesting because I'm going to be reading out my letter of explanation, and this is not one that I just formed now. This is the explanation letter I submitted to IRCC, that's on my profile when I was submitting things for my study permit application. Yes, this is the one I submitted. So I'm going to be reading that out because I know when I wanted to start writing my letter of explanation, I didn't know where to start from. I was looking online. I did see some things, but I was after searching for almost 2 days, like complete 2 days, just searching and trying to piece things together to make my letter of explanation work. So I'm going to be reading that out because I know this is going to help a lot of people. That's what we're doing, and without wasting much time, let me just start reading this. And first, I'm going to say, not only do you want to focus on the content, but you also want to focus on the formatting. That's how your letter is going to look, not just anyhow. Don't write anything. You have to make it look composed, make it look professional, because you're submitting it to a very highly esteemed organization. So later on in this video, I'm going to be spilling something about that. You don't want to miss it. You don't. So I started with date and then my name, address, and the postal code of where I stayed. I stayed in Abuja, Nigeria. And then I put that's from, and I put to, that's to the officer, student visa application, immigration, refugees, and citizenship, Canada. You know, if I'm reading it like this, you might not really understand. So I'm just going to put a picture of that, how it looked like. Well, I'm going to blur out my address or just like remove it because that's personal stuff. Put it like that so you see it on the screen, see how it looked. Get that down, screenshot this part of the video because it's very important. That's how I did it too. I won't say that is the exact way you should do it, but it's just, it works, so why not? Looks good. Okay, and then I put the title. The title was letter of explanation. The letter, the L in letter, was in cap locks or capital letter. E of explanation, capital letter. Off, they're both in small letters. And then I put a hyphen. Application for study permit and temporary visa, because the thing is, some people don't know, or what, let me say what I didn't know was that when you get your request to submit your passport, what is going to be put there is going to be your temporary visa. That's your study visa or your student visa. That's what is going to be pasted on your passport. And when you get to Canada, that's when you are going to get your study permit from the immigration office at the airports in Canada. That's where you're going to get your study permit, and you're going to be asked questions so they will know if they should give you your study permit or not. And be very careful with that, because if you don't get that study permit, you're going back. So all the applications you were applying, like all the things you were doing for your application and everything is just going down the drain. So just know that, in case you didn't know, but I think a lot of people will know. So all of that is my introduction, and how I put it was, thank you for receiving my application and considering my application for the privilege to study within the territories of your wonderful country, Canada. I just told them about the Nigerian Student Express that I saw it somewhere, but then I think at the time when I was applying, I couldn't find it again because I don't know. When I was applying, that was COVID time, so it was a little back and forth. So, but I still put that. I'm not going to read too much about it because I don't even know if it's still there. And I just said, I saw things about that, and then this letter. I just said the purpose of this letter is to add more information or put more detail into my application so that you can understand the reason why I'm applying, and just back my application up. Then under that, I put another, I would say it's a title, but it's not really a title. It's just for the next paragraph, for the person to just understand what this next paragraph is about. Yeah. And I said, I have been offered admission to pursue a 4-year degree program in Bachelor of Science Nursing at Brandon University, Canada. The way my studies are going have been highly surpassing my expectations, as my courses are packed with so many wonderful topics, which a lot of my friends in Nigeria who are at the same university level as me have seen and highly praised. If you did not know, I did some courses online before coming here to Canada. So that's what this experience. I was doing some courses online in Brandon University because of the COVID and everything. My professors are also very willing to cater to my academic needs and prioritize the well-being of everyone in class, which is something I have come to love about Brandon University. I have started my studies online as the semester has begun. Attached is the receipt payment for my tuition for the Bachelor of Science degree in Nursing, Brandon University. I got this question in the comment section in one of my previous videos about if the person should submit their, if they should pay for tuition before applying, or if you need to pay your tuition before getting to Canada. I believe that helps your application a lot, because if they see you're able to pay for your tuition and you still have extra money that is meant to be for your needs and for your feeding and for your well-being in Canada, it gives them a sense of, oh yes, this person is actually financially stable enough to stay in Canada, and they're not planning to do any, when I say illegal stuff, I just mean things that are not legal, like maybe doing drugs or just basic things that somebody might want to do if they're in their need for money and everything. So if they see you've paid your tuition and you still have money that you use for your accommodation, your feeding, your transportation and everything like that, it gives them it gives you better chances of your application being approved. Next, let's continue. Okay, this is also about the NSE. I think I'll just read this part, but I'm not too sure. As I mentioned earlier, I applied for a study permit, and I found out that as a Nigerian, I can apply using the Nigerian Student Express (NSE), which will be processed in 20 days, as long as I have a bank statement certificate showing sufficient funds for at least 6 months study, 12 months banking history, and also IELTS result of at least 6.0. The scanned document will be attached to this letter. So about this NCE, I'm gonna have to do some research on that because I'm not sure about the program. I know it was, I don't even know if it was actually implemented, but I know it was announced that Nigerian students could get their applications processed in less than 20 days because a lot of international students are from Nigeria. But for now, I don't know how far the NSE program, did I say NCE? It's NSE, Nigerian Student Express, NSE. So I don't know how far that program is yet, but I know in recent news that Canada has released, so that they're going to include more students from more countries into the Students Direct Stream Express stuff. There's like, how many countries there? I'm not sure. I think it's 18 or 20 or 14. And they're going to include more countries. So Nigeria might be among. I'm not too sure, but hopefully Nigeria is among, because there are so many Nigerians here. There are Nigerians in this place. So let me continue. This is another paragraph. That paragraph is done. This next paragraph is titled My Plan After Graduation, and it's bold. It's the font is in the bold. It's bold. Let me see so that you know it's another paragraph. Yeah. My main purpose for studying in Canada is because of the reputed excellence in teaching and education, as testimonies have been shared of how remarkable the educational sector in Canada is, as it not only focuses on academics but students' well-being as a whole. Also, because it takes a shorter time to complete studies in Canada as compared to my country, Nigeria, due to uncertainties orchestrated by political and security challenges engulfing the country for a while. This paragraph, let me just say, my mom helped me with this paragraph. It's not only me, my mom did a lot of this paragraph, this part of the paragraph. I learned from research and friends that it takes 4 years to complete a nursing degree in Canada. While in Nigeria, a 4-year course might linger for 7 to 10 years. I don't know if this is an exaggeration, but I think it's true, because I think the strike that started since earlier this year in Nigeria just they just put it off now, and people are going back to school, and they said there was even a strike last year. So I think that's true. Like, the strike stuff is a serious thing. Nigeria, being a third world country, is quite behind in the medical sector. As a result, the educational sector is near 4. I don't want to say the exact word that is, I'll just say 4. Okay, it's like going down. Let me just say it like that. Studying nursing in Nigeria would limit my capabilities to compete in rapidly advancing global communities, because what I've heard is all these medical things in Nigeria, it's mostly more theoretical than practical, and there are new stuff, new terms, new technological advances in the modern world concerning health and medicine and everything like that. So if you're still reading books from 1999, it's like it doesn't help, because things are coming up every day. Change is constant. So that's just to back up what I said here in this sentence. Also, studying in Canada would well equip me with modern and up-to-date requisite knowledge to come back home and make a positive impact in Nigerian nursing profession. Constantly hearing stories of how people die of diseases that can easily be treated in this day and age because of mistakes or unprofessionalism, I intend to study in Canada, come back to Nigeria to apply my newfound knowledge in the medical sector and help save lives of the citizens of my nation. According to a report by Fitch Solutions, this is totally Googled. I Googled this because, we need more points. You want to make this as convincing as possible. Let me start again. According to a report by Fitch Solutions, healthcare expenditure in Nigeria is predicted to reach, there's so many numbers. Let me just say 5 billion Nigerian naira by 2021, growing at a CAGR, that's compound annual growth rate, of 8.35% year on year. This is an improvement in respect to previous years. The projection is that with the exponential growth in population, the expenditure will be on a steady increase over the years. To be able to take advantage of the envisaged year on year, I just put abbreviation YOY. I require the requisite skill, which will also increase employment opportunities in Nigeria. And then later, I just put some things concerning my dad, like the things that he has and owns. I'm not going to say it because this is the online world, this is the internet, so some things have to be kept private. But then it either said, as the firstborn of 5 children who all currently reside in Nigeria, I am obligated to cater for them and also look after my father's properties in the later future. So that's one of the things I'll say is proof that there's something holding me back in Nigeria, because they'll ask you, are you going to stay in Canada for long, or do you have plans on going back to your country? Because as I always say this, they don't want anybody to stay in Canada illegally, doing things that they're not meant to do, especially when they're not even citizens of the country. So they want to have proof that yes, you're going to go back to your country. Things that hold you back in your country, family ties or businesses or lands or employment, anything that they can say is yes, it's enough proof for them to know that you have or you have something that keeps you from staying in their country for too long. You can go back to your country and focus on other things, that you have things you're doing, you're a busy person. The next paragraph is proof of funds. I'm not going to say everything here because I think you know by now why I'm not going to say it. But I'll just say I just put where the source or the funds for my school fees are coming from. That's from my parents and all the things that they have. It's not me that's paying for my stuff, it's my parents. And ahead for proof of funds, someone also asked what's a valid what are the valid documents or documents that you can use to show that you have proof of funds, especially if it's not like yours, if it's somebody else, maybe your family member or something like that. I think I heard this somewhere, a story about a girl. She wanted to go to America to study there, and her uncle was meant to be the person that was meant to be providing the proof of funds for her. And they asked who is going to be providing it for you, and she said, my uncle. And she was rejected. Most times they want it to be your parents. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. They want it to be your parent because your parents are the most eligible people to help you with your stuff because it's their duty, it's what they're meant to do. So I'll say it like that. If your parents are not helping you, try putting it in a convincing way. Like, why not your parents? Why somebody else? If it's your uncle, you say maybe just try to make it, since it's your father and your uncle, there should be things that your dad and your uncle do together that makes it more believable. I don't want to say, maybe you can say, because I don't want people to come and be lying. Don't be lying anyhow. Just say something truthful, think about something that is actually truthful and is also very convincing. You can say, oh, my uncle is the sole proprietor, my dad also has holdings in the things, but my uncle is like the main person that says this has to go and this will not go. So just try to put it in a convincing way that even though your uncle is the one paying for you, you still have your uncle won't just run away like that. Or you can even make a document where your uncle signs that he's going to be I think that's called affidavit of support. If I find it, I'll put it here, of support, showing that yes, this person is going to be taking care of me. This person has signed and agreed to be my sole provider, and the person paying for my school fees and making sure I'm well in Canada. You can use documents, or just make sure you have documents to back it up so it doesn't come off as a lie, because you don't want to be lying on this. This is serious stuff. Don't just be lying anyhow. This is serious stuff, because they need proof. If you come and say one big thing that doesn't look plausible, they need proof. I just said all the things that my parents own, and for my proof of funds, what I put was the bank statement for my dad and my mom's bank statement and my bank statement. The bank statement for me was just in my name, but it was like my mom's money. So I'll just say I put my bank statement, and there was one other statement that I put, one other statement from another bank account. I put 4 bank statements in that, and I think my dad also put some documents of wait, let me see. Yeah, and my dad also puts his so some other things. I'm not going to say that out. And yes, I got another question. If the question was, can the bank statements be in Naira? Yes, they can be in Naira. I said I put 4 bank statements. Only one was in dollar, the remaining were in Naira. Or if you want to put Naira statements, it obviously has to be in millions, because these things are expensive. So you can put Naira accounts and you can put dollar accounts, but make sure it's just, if the money for your cares, they say you must have at least $13,000 with you. You must have no, it's not even 13. I think it's $33,000 of money. Just make sure, if you convert it to Naira, just make sure it's far more than what they said, because Naira depreciates so much. Like, the Naira is just depreciating and depreciating. You don't know if you've posted it, you put it, before you know it, in the next 2 weeks the money is now less than what they need, and you know sometimes it might take long for them to process the applications. The applications can be processed in a month, 2 months, 3 months. So just make sure you do it with wisdom and understanding and knowledge. I'll say that. Make sure it's far higher. That's what I'll tell you to do. Then another paragraph was connection to Canada. So I said it, I think I've said it, that I am less than 18. If you're less than 18, I think you should know that you have to have a guardian in Canada, because I'll tell you the truth as I'm here. If you're not up to 18, there's so much you cannot do. You need a guardian. I'm telling you, you need somebody. Don't even be saying, if you don't have a guardian, or your guardian is not in the province that you're staying in, and you're coming to Canada as a minor, please go to residence, go to the school residence, because finding a house is going to be so difficult for you as you're less than 18. Even for people that are more than 18 and they're just coming to Canada, it might be difficult for them. Not talk about somebody that's less than 18, you're less than their age. Everything, you need to be 18. To get your phone number, you need to be 18. To get a house, you need to be 18. To get everything, you need to be 18. To get credit, please just stay in residence till you turn 18. That's what I'll say. So I said, as a minor, it is necessary for me to have a legal guardian in Canada. Miss, my auntie's name is my auntie, and she's my mom's sister. She'll be one of my guardians in Canada. She's a Canadian permanent resident with a steady job in Regina, Saskatchewan. So she stays in Regina, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is just like bordering Manitoba. Manitoba is where I stay, if you did not know. And then I also said Dr. is also my uncle. He's my mom's brother. He will be one of my guardians in Canada. He has a and with a steady job in London, Ontario. His attestation to be my legal guardian is attached. So he's the person that signed my guardian form for the study permit application, and it was attached to the application in the profile, like, you know, the place where they say you should post all those things. It was posted there. So he stays in London, Ontario. London, Ontario is also bordering Manitoba. So those are my guardians. And conclusion. I sincerely hope that the information in this letter is detailed enough with respect to my background, and that my application fulfills all the requirements needed to grant a study permit to Canada. I have ensured that the information provided is free of fault. Therefore, humbly request that you consider my application and give me the opportunity to continue my study in person at Brandon University. I would be highly grateful if my application is considered and a grant is bestowed on me to school in the world's most popular educational system. Why I said this is because in Canada, there are so many international students in Canada from so many different countries. Like, if you come to Canada, it's like the whole world is here. You can see somebody from every part of the continent, every part of the, not just continent, every part of the world. So from that information, I put it there that, you know, it's the world's most popular educational system because everybody wants to come to Canada to study. And then finally, I assure you that this will not be a wasted cause, as this would be a stepping stone in enriching of human lives and societal expectations. I thank you for your patience to go through my appeal. And then the closing, yours faithfully, my signature, and Norma Nduku. Full stop. And that's the application, and that's the letter of explanation that I submitted to Canada. You know, obviously I'm going to have to blur out a lot of things. The reason I didn't post this is because I don't want someone to copy my letter word for word. If 10 people copy it, then, you know, they're gonna find out something is there. So it's just, I just read it out for you to pick out something or have an idea of where to start and how your letter should look like. There's something special that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be giving this format out to people, not the letter, the format. That's like how I wrote the introduction, how I put the paragraphs and everything. I'm going to be giving it out to some people, and you can be part of those people. Yes, you can be. There are some steps that you have to follow if you want it. The first thing is you have to like this video, you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you have to share this video with people that you think would really need this information. If this information is going to help them a lot, you have to share it to them. If you like the video, you screenshot it. If you subscribe, you screenshot it. And not just subscribe, you click the bell icon and pick all, or click all on the bell icon. That's how I'm going to know that yes, you did subscribe with the screenshot. And also, if you shared it to people, to 3 people, screenshot the thing and then send it to me. I'm going to have a link down in the description of where to send the proof to, and if I see it, I'm going to give you the PDF form, letter of explanation, the format. If you want that, don't miss your chances. I believe it's going to help a lot if you are wanting to write your explanation letter. So thank you for watching this video. I made a video of my whole process of how I relocated here to Canada. If you want more information, you can click that video and click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye bye. Have a good day.